Turning Red is the brand new Disney Pixar film, the 25th Pixar film to date. The film stars Rosalie Chiang, Sandra Oh, James Hong, and Jordan Fisher. And the story tells about May Lee, who is 13 years old, and the movie takes place in 2002 in Canada, where May is trying to go through basically puberty, what it's like to be, whether to stay as a child or try to grow up really quickly and be an adult, even as a 13-year-old and line to live her own life. Suddenly she gets turned into a big giant red panda when she makes any kind of major emotion. If that means excited, angry, etc. And as her mom, played by Sandra Oh, tries to track her down and get the panda out of her daughter. The film is an hour 40 minutes and it's PG, and this is also streaming exclusively on Disney Plus. Welcome back to a brand new movie review. Here in Max Talks Movies, we're talking Turning Red on Disney Plus. If you're new to the channel, please subscribe, ring the bell. If you like this review, please subscribe, ring the bell. I do movie reviews, TV show reviews, movie rankings, and box office breakdown shows. So please subscribe, ring the bell if you're new to the channel. Also, please comment down below your thoughts. Let me know, where does it stack up for you in the Pixar catalog? If you've seen this film, if you've not seen this film, let me know. Are you going to check it out this weekend with a family? Are you watching by yourself? And also, are you disappointed that this film you cannot see in a movie theater? Like the video as well, the thumbs up button. Let's start talking. So as I really want to kick off with, before I even talk about the movie, is I am extremely disappointed that this is the third consecutive Pixar movie not to be released in the theaters. Pixar Studios is my favorite movie studio in my entire life. I grew up with the Pixar film. I've seen all of them multiple times. I just really love this studio, and some, including really the Toy Story franchise, really tug at my heartstrings like none other franchise before. So I am always anticipating a new Pixar film. Of course, Lightyear hopefully stays in theaters, but I was disappointed that this film, especially because there's nothing coming out here in movies for the next 2 weekends, that this could not come out in theaters. I think it would do very well at the box office, but unfortunately, we all had to watch this on Disney Plus, and let's get into my positives, my negatives, and my score. I do want to say my favorite aspect of the film by a lot is really the third act. The last 40 minutes of this movie is, I believe, great stuff. This is a really relatable main character that I do believe will be known as one of the favorite Pixar characters to a lot of people, especially young girls who are growing up or even have grown up or are adults. I know a lot of adult content that they can see themselves as this character. And that's a big compliment to Domee Shi, who is the director of the film. She has already directed an Oscar winner for Pixar, and that was the short Bao, which came out before Incredibles 2. So she's, again, 2 for 2. It's a really well-directed, well-animated movie with an amazing main character who is relatable because she's 13 years old. She's very much has expectations from her mother, what she needs to do with her life and all these things. And she just wants to be a teenage girl who has fun and wants to see this boy band for town at a concert in Canada. And one of them, and we'll talk about the band in a second, but I thought Rosalie Chiang did an amazing. As I said, the main character is really great. You really feel connected to her. Doesn't matter what background you are, even if you're male or female. I think you really understand where this main character is coming from, and that speaks volumes to both the writing and the directing of the movie. As I said, just like these Pixar films continue just to look really well animated. As I said, Shi directed Bao. There's a whole food making sequence in this film that is absolutely jaw-dropping. You can't believe it's not real. And overall, the film has just beautiful animation as Pixar continues to grow year by year with their animation style. Completely fits this movie, which was really nice to see. Again, also the dynamic, the mother-daughter relationship felt very real and authentic. Sandra Oh and Chiang had really great chemistry together. And you can really feel why while the mom is very persistent in the first 2 acts of the film, you really understand why she's this persistent with her daughter towards the end of the movie, which makes you really come around on their relationship. Also, it's a really authentic female friend group that doesn't have the normal cliche stereotypes in other films. There's not too much infighting. They're just best friends who need to be there for each other. That's another great reason why that friendship also works. That, yes, she really does care about her family, but another key aspect of her life is her best friends. And I thought they really nailed both sides. They really nailed this character of Mei Lee. Also, it was funny because, as I said, the movie does take place in 2002 because it's really based on the life of the director and writer Domi Shai. Sorry if I'm saying that name wrong, but she was 13 years old in 2002, and that's why this character is like this, also living in Canada. Just beautiful aesthetics when you go around Canada. It's really, really beautiful movie. Also, as I said, there's a band called Four Town that is in the movie that has some really great songs, especially just one key song that's really amazing. I think Billie Eilish is a co-writer on the song, and the lead singer is played by Jordan Fisher. So, and that band had a lot of good songs. I was shocked how good the music was. Also, Ludwig Göransson, who's one of the best composers working today, composes a really solid score for this film as well. I believe this is his first Pixar film score. So I'm really happy to see him in the Pixar world, and it's a really solid score as well. Let's get into some of my critiques with the movie. As I said, the last 40 minutes are really great in this movie, but for the first hour felt way too fast. I think tonally, the first hour and the last 40 minutes don't tonally work. The first 1 hour is like the Flash, like it just zooms right by, which is, I guess, it's partly a positive and partly a negative. The movie moves really well, but also it goes way too fast at times, where they have to force in plot conveniences to get the plot to the third act. And I found that a bit disappointing. There were a couple sequences where, of course, this needs to happen because we need to get this person from A to B, B to C, and all these different things. Especially at this party, something happens, you're like, oh, of course, this needs to happen here because we need to get to this point. It just found a bit, as I said, a bit too rushed at times. I love when movies move really quickly, but I think this movie moves a bit too quickly for its own good. As I said, because you don't really find out until much later in the movie what the mom's purpose of being so persistent with her daughter is, she can be quite annoying in the first two acts of the movie. You just want to give this poor daughter a break. I also would have liked the dad to have a lot more to do. He's kind of like the quiet one. The mom kind of takes the reins. And there's one really great scene with the dad, but I wish, because of that great scene, I wish the dad had a lot more to do in the movie. And overall, I don't think this really hits the peak of Pixar. It's not as transcendent. Some of these plot lines and storylines or story beats that you've seen in coming of age films are probably in this movie. So this kind of, it holds it back from being this transcendent Pixar film. But overall, I had a really good time with Turning Red. I know for a lot of people, this will be one of your favorite Pixar films, just because I know a lot of people are going to relate to this character and see themselves in this character. And if you do, I'm so happy for you. But overall, I had a good time of Turning Red. It's nowhere near, for me, top tier Pixar, but still a fun 100 minutes on Disney Plus. So I'm going to give Turning Red a 72% of 3.5 out of 5. That's my thoughts on Turning Red on Disney Pixar. If you're new to the channel, subscribe, ring the bell, comment down below, like the video. Upcoming videos on the channel sooner rather than later. We'll get my review of The Adam Project on Netflix, my box office breakdown show, and many more things. So please subscribe, ring the bell. See you guys soon.